the Cardinal King, reporting in from the Cardinal Cave, and I've got a pure Dinomorphia deck profile for you guys. I actually quite enjoy playing this deck. It plays a lot like Eldritch, and it uses some of the same trap cards as Eldritch, so let's get started. This deck runs 6 main deck monsters, so we have 3 Therizias and 3 Diplos, and these guys are really cool. They float into each other, so if you have a Therizia on the field and a Diplos in the graveyard, if this guy gets destroyed, he'll bring back the Diplos, and if you have a Diplos in the field and a Therizia in the graveyard, he gets destroyed, he brings back the Therizia. So the Therizia lets you place a face-down Dinomorphia spell or trap into your spell and trap zone. You're usually going to be grabbing the Domain, or you're going to be grabbing the Frenzy. And then the Diplos, when you summon him, lets you discard the Therizia, or any Dinomorphia card really, but you're usually going to be playing the Therizia as your discard, so you can summon her back on your turn using other effects, right? So then we have Dinomorphia Sonic, and this guy you pay half of your life points, and he negates the activation and destroys a spell or trap. And we're running 2 of these, that's a 2 of. The Brute is another 2 of, and this guy destroys a card on the field as long as you pay half of your life points and destroy one of your own Dinomorphia cards. Dinomorphia Alert lets you special summon up to 2 Dinomorphia cards with level 8 or lower. The 2 cards have to add up to level 8 or lower. So you're usually grabbing 2 of these or one of the fusions. Next we have Reversion. So if you have a Dinomorphia fusion on your field, you can pay half of your life points, banish a counter trap card, and then this card's effect becomes that banished card's effect. Really good for when you're juggling the Solemn Judgments and Solemn Strikes, guys. Then we have the Dinomorphia Frenzy. This guy's insane, right? He lets you special summon 1 Dinomorphia monster by paying half of your life points. Most of the cards in this deck make you pay half of your life points. So the lower your life points are in this deck, the better, because you get more effects, right? You're aiming to get under 2,000 life points every single time. So you can fuse a Dinomorphia monster with 1 card from your extra deck and 1 card from your main deck. Exactly. So typically this guy is used to bring out the big boss, which is the Rexstrom. Then we have Dinomorphia Domain, and this guy lets you fuse from your field or deck by paying half of your life points, of course, right? So it's from your hand, deck, or field as materials. And all of these spell cards do something else when they're in the graveyard, so they either negate battle damage or they negate effect damage. That way your opponent can just OTK you with like a Masquerade or something. Well, I guess it doesn't work against Masquerade because you pay for the effect of Masquerade, right? Alright, and then we have some draw cards here, so we're playing with way less than a full deck, right? So we have Fossil Dig. That lets you get the Therizia really quick, and the Therizia lets you get one of your fusion cards. Got double, and this is a 3 of, right? Then we have 3 Pots of Duality. And this guy, you might think like, oh, well the caveat is you can't special summon that turn, but you're mostly playing on your opponent's turn. You're playing on their main phase. So it doesn't really matter. This card's great in this deck. And then we have Triple Trap Trick. So this guy lets you place you have to banish a normal trap from your deck, and it lets you place a copy of that same trap onto the field, and you can use it that same turn. So you're using that guy to grab either the fusion cards, or you're using it to grab a Torrential Tribute. And we'll see why that's advantageous here in a second. So we've got Triple Solemn Strike. Great card. You do want to pay those life points. That helps you get your life points way lower, which is the whole point of the deck. We've got Solemn Judgment, same deal. Pay half of your life points. Then we have Triple Torrential Tribute. Now you might be asking why we have this guy in here. All of the Dinomorphia cards have special effects when they get destroyed by card effects, and they usually bring back cards from the graveyard, so it's kind of beneficial to pop them with your own Torrential Tribute. And then after that, we have 4 Floodgates here. We have the Gozen match, 2 Gozen matches, and 2 Summon Limits. So like I said, you're usually going second with this, or you're usually playing during your opponent's turn during this, so you can do your full combo during their main phase and then pop the Summon Limit and not let them respond. All right, as for the extra deck, here's what we have going, guys. We've got the Rexstrom. This card is crazy. Your opponent cannot activate the effects of monsters they control that have attack greater than or equal to your life points. You can only use each of the effects of Dinomorphia Rexstrom once per turn. Quick effect. You can pay half of your life points. The attack of all monsters your opponent currently controls becomes equal to your life points until the end of this turn. So this guy, honestly, you're trying to get your life points as low as possible. You can turn every single one of your opponent's monsters into like effectless weenies. It's awesome. Then if this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon one level 6 or lower Dinomorphia monster from your graveyard. So I'm running this guy at 2. We have 3. I need to experiment with the ratios of these guys a little bit more. And then we have Dinomorphia Ketragina. This guy is your combo maker, and she makes a lot of plays, right? So I'll read to you guys what it does. So it's 2 Dinomorphia monsters with different names, and the Rexstrom for requirements has 1 Dinomorphia fusion monster and 1 Dinomorphia monster. So that's why we use the Frenzy to summon this guy, and then we use the Domain to summon the Ketragina. Or you can use both, doesn't really matter. But the Ketragina, basically what she does, so she loses attack, she has 4,000 attack. She loses attack equal to your life points, and you can only use each of the following effects of Dinomorphia Ketragina once per turn. During the main phase, quick effect, you can pay half of your life points and banish 1 Dinomorphia normal trap from your graveyard, and this effect becomes a traps effect when that card is activated. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower Dinomorphia monster from your graveyard. So basically, when you use one of the fusion monsters, you want to summon the Ketragina, and then you want to use its effect to copy that card to summon another monster, whether that be another Ketragina, whether that be another Rexstrom, whether that be the Stealth Bergia. So this guy is your big playmaker. So if you want to keep one card safe during this whole combo, it's going to be the Ketragina. So we're running her at 3. Awesome. We've got the Stealth Bergia. This guy's not that great. Not that great, but he's good fodder for the Frenzy. So that's why I keep him in. So I've got him at 2. But I'll read you the effect anyways, right? While your life points are 2,000 or less, you do not pay life points to activate trap cards or Dinomorphia monster effects. You can only use each of the following effects of Dinomorphia Stealth Bergia once per turn. When your opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect, you can inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's original attack. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon 1 level 4 lower Dinomorphia monster from your graveyard. So as I said before, these guys all kind of float. We'll put the AA Zeus a little further back here. So you have the ability to summon the Dolka and the Lagia. So I'm running the Dolka at 2, the Lagia at 1, and these guys are great negates. So the Dolka, it's 2 level 4 dinosaur monsters, which the Therizia and the Diplos count as 2 level 4 dinosaur monsters, right? So this guy, when another monster's effect is activated, you can detach 1 material from this card, negate the activation. If you do, destroy that monster. So this guy's a negate for monster effects. And the Lagia is a negate for summons and for spell or trap card activations. So he's basically a Solemn Judgment in card form. When a monster would be normal, a special summon, or a spell or trap card is activated, you can detach 1 material from this card to activate and negate the summon and activation, and if you do, destroy it. So really easy to get out with this deck. You can even, do it with its own floating effects with a Torrential Tribute. We've got the Daigusto Emerald, which is 2 level 4 monsters. And once per turn, you can detach 1 material from this card, then activate one of these effects. Target 3 monsters from your graveyard, shuffle all 3 into the deck, then draw 1 card. So you're going to be shuffling, it recycles itself basically. You're going to be shuffling either your fusion cards or your Therizia and the Diplos. Then you can also target 1 non-effect monster in your graveyard, special summon that target. So that effect is way less relevant, but the draw 1 is always really nice and really good, right? We've got the Dust Tornado. Once per turn, you can detach 1 material from this card and target 1 spell or trap card on the field and destroy it. Not quite as relevant, but it's still good to have, and that's 2 level 4 monsters. Then we've got the AA Zeus to take advantage of these guys being out on the field, so you guys all know what this guy does. We've got the dark charmer Gloomy, and this card is fantastic. You have two monsters, including a dark monster. Then you can target one dark monster in your opponent's graveyard, special summon to your zone that this card points to. If this linked summon card is destroyed by battle, or if it is destroyed by an opponent's card effects while its owner's monster zone, you can add one dark monster with 1500 or less defense from your deck to your hand, and you can only use one of the effects of Dark the Gloomy Charmer once per turn. So since this guy is a 0, you can grab her with that effect. And then the Diplos is also a 0, so you can grab him with that effect as well. And last but not least, we have the Almirage. So that way, if you want both of your level 4 weenies in the graveyard, you can use this guy to toss them both out. And that is the deck profile. I might add a little combo video a little bit later on, some gameplay. Maybe I'll get on Project Ignis or something and show you guys how it plays. Well, we actually want to go into the side deck a little too before we end the video. So we're gonna not complete yet, but I kind of have an idea of what I want. So I want 3 skill drains. So that way, if you have the Ketragina out, she's a 4000 attack beat stick that's hard to beat, right? So right now I currently only have 1 skill drain, so I'm only going to show you 1, but I want this guy at 3. We have the Gozen match, so that way we can side out into 3 Gozens if we really need to. We have the 3rd summon limit for the same thing. 3rd Sonic. I want to roll with 3 D barriers here instead of just the 2 I'm showing right now. And we have 3 anti-spell fragrances. Of the cards I'm not showing, I would probably add a Harpy's Feather Duster and then maybe 2 more destruction cards. And that's the side deck. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys play this deck? If so, how do you play it? Don't forget to do all the goofy things that YouTubers tell you to do, and don't forget to smash that subscribe button or I'll smash you. Capiche? This has been the Cardinal King, out.